I don't know why all these things happen in Michigan for some reason, but it seems like every news article we have that's kind of weird
Mhm.
is in Michigan. But uh, this little boy who in the article is 13 years old, he saved his 8-year-old sister with a slingshot from someone that was trying to kidnap her in their backyard.
Hmm.
A 17-year-old was, I guess, like came into their backyard, grabbed his sister, had her like hand over his mouth. The little boy said, and he shot the guy in the head and in the chest with a slingshot, and he dropped her and ran away. And the state police found him, um, I guess, and arrested the guy with the like severe wounds they described it as on his head and his chest.
Nice.
Uh, yeah, isn't that
We
crazy?
ought to do a GoFundMe and buy that kid a 40 cal Glock. Sounds
Yeah,
more responsible than most adults. And
yeah, dude, that like it made me happy. Like I'm like good for that kid, like to know. And this town. I don't remember what town it was in, but it's in like northeast lower Michigan, um, Alpine, I think it's what it's called. But yeah, I mean, that kid he probably goes out every day with that slingshot and screws around with it,
Mhm.
and good on him to like think about that whenever his little sister, when he saw his little sister, something really bad getting ready to happen to her. Um, I don't know. You don't hear many things getting stopped with slingshots anymore,
Yeah.
David and Goliath, I guess. But anyway, did you
That's
ever mess with slingshots, Dan?
shot some carp with them. I made a slingshot bow. I mounted a like a traditional type spool on a slingshot
Yeah.
and mounted an arrow rest on it and put a string loop where the pad you put the pellet is in. And then that kept breaking on me, so I shopped around until I could find the rubber things for super duper slingshot, so it was be stronger. And I got one with an arm brace, so I needed enough force. And I
Yeah.
kept screwing with it until I was able to shoot carp with it and kill them. And then I got bored with it. But
Yeah.
it was fun to tinker with it until I got it to work.
They make
But
some like commercial ones now where you can shoot arrows with them.
I never
But
really did much with slingshots when I was a kid because I mean I had access to guns when I was about 9, so I never really went through
same.
the shot phase.
I didn't either. I always had like pellet guns and stuff like that.
In the day, my dad was a good dad. You know,
Hmm.
nowadays they throw him in prison. Because he was like, when I was 9, he's like, here's the gun cabinet, here's where the bullets are. Anything
Yeah.
happens around here, if you're the kid that slingshot his sister, no, you shoot him in the head. Here's the
Yeah.
guns.
Yeah.
So I had complete access to him when he wasn't home, and
Yep.
to some degree, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you hear people nowadays, you got to keep your guns locked up from your kids. No, you got to understand your kids. You got to know if they're responsible or not. You're responsible for them. If they
Hmm.
make a mistake, you're responsible. So, in my opinion, it's up to the parents to know when their kids are ready. The
Yeah.
law is the law, but you need to beyond the law be preparing your kids. If you keep guns away from kids and you shelter them from guns until they're an adult, then they got this, they want to see it. There's this mystic about the gun.
Yeah,
If you
that's
train
true.
them about guns and you're always around guns, I mean, all the kids when I was a kid had guns, were
Yeah.
around guns. Nobody shot each other. Nobody went shooting sprees. Nobody, went killing
Hmm.
people.
If you want to watch another video, click right here. But don't forget to subscribe before you leave.